Madame la directrice générale de la UNESCO, Audrey Azoulay, Monsieur le ministre de l'Alimentation, de l'Agriculture de la France, Didier Guillaume, Excellences, Madame et Messieurs. C'est une satisfaction pour moi d'être ici aujourd'hui et de participer à cet événement consacré à la santé des consommateurs et du développement territorial durable. Permettez-moi aussi de remercier la France pour soutenir cet événement. En effet, je suis ravi que nous ayons réussi à développer cet effort conjoint sur la gastronomie et sur sa relation avec le système alimentaire durable, la valorisation culturelle des cuisines locales et de l'alimentation saine. C'est un honneur de lancer une initiative concrète relative à cette nouvelle étape du partenariat entre la FAO et la UNESCO quant au rôle du chef cuisinier comme vecteur du changement. Nous voulons aider les chefs à jouer le rôle crucial pour promouvoir une alimentation saine, durable, responsable, à même de traduire la diversité culturelle. Je vous invite de regarder notre petite brochure qui contient plus d'informations à cet égard. Il y a aussi une version en français. Allow me to switch to English. Ladies and gentlemen, as you may know, FAO was one of the first organizations of the UN system to be created after war. And the main idea behind it was that with peace, we could defeat hunger. That was the main reason that FAO was created. We are nowadays in an inflection point, I would say, because we realize that very soon the number of obese people in the world will be bigger than the number of hungry people. We have nowadays 821 million hungry people. And the last numbers we have available shows that we have 2 million people overweight, and among those, 670 million people obese. And obese is growing much faster than hunger. Because hunger now, we know a lot about it. I would say that hunger now is concentrating extremely poverty areas on developing countries or low developed countries like Africa, Near East. Also in countries under conflict, 60% or 2 out of 3 people that are hungry are in countries that are under conflict, like Yemen, for example. And also hunger is increasing in areas heavily affected by impacts of climate change. You have seen the devastation that provokes a typhoon in Mozambique or West Africa, for example. So this is hunger. We know, I won't say all, but we know much about it. And we know very little about obesity. Obesity is growing everywhere, very rapidly. If I tell you that if we selected 20 countries where obesity is growing faster, 8 of them are in Africa. Can you believe that? Most of the children that are obese now are in Africa. This is the new panorama. And we don't know how to face what we call this global epidemic of obesity. One thing that we know that they have a huge impact on our sanitary costs, on our healthy budgets, and this has become, nowadays, one of the three most important costs for humanity: man-made disasters. First one is conflict, about $3.1 trillion yearly. Second one is smoking, about the same dimension, $3 million. And third comes obesity with $2.9 trillion. And as I said, this is growing fast. What we can do? Well, it's not only a healthy problem, it's a public issue. You certainly know the difficulty for obese people to walk, to take public transportation, or to be in a plane, just to give an example. But in addition to that, we are seeing obesity affecting mainly young people, children, and women. And this means that we are compromising the future, our future, as humanity. And so, what to do? We know that one of the best things to deal with obesity is to prevent it. And to prevent it, we need what we call healthy diets. This is what this is about. What we eat is what we become. So, prevent with healthy diets, with food more diversified. Nowadays, for example, about 2/3 to 3/4 of all the things we eat come from 4 crops: wheat, maize, soybeans, and rice. This provides 3/4 of our intake in terms of calories and proteins. So promote biodiversity is a way forward, and promote cultural-based diets that are based on local products is the best way forward. And this is what we are looking for, because one of the main reasons that obesity became global is trade. We don't have any rule to avoid importing food that is heavily on salt, sugar, and saturated fats. So this is part of our problem that we have today. So promoting local food, cultural food based, is one of the main things that we could do in this moment. And there is where FAO and UNESCO came together, also with Sierra, that I believe yeah, I'm sorry. I was looking for the other side, GG, sorry. Good to have you here with us today. Sierra, FAO, and UNESCO are promoting the Mediterranean diet. It's a good example of a diet that is cultural-based, that promotes local products, diversified products, vegetable, fresh products, locally grown. This is one of the ways to avoid obesity. So this is what we are doing. This is why we are here together today. And we need more people to join this effort. And one of those new emerging people are the chefs. The chefs nowadays become one of the most credible people in telling us what to eat. You turn on the radio, turn on the TV, or look at the newspaper, there's a chef there saying how good is that or how better is this. And this is what we want, to get them on board of our fight. Help us. We need help. It's not for the organizational self. It's for our future. that we are joining efforts and promoting this event here today. I would like to thank the Minister, Guillaume, the DG Owsley, to promote the event here in France, and I'm very happy to be here present with you. Thank you.